Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you stick around. In today's video, I am bringing you some anti-MLM or multi-level marketing content. So of course, just as a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only and just my opinions. Today, we're going to be discussing two separate topics. So the first one we're going to go over is the multi-level marketing company called Matilda Jane Clothing, or Matilda Jane, has actually gone out of business. The only question that I have about this is because at the time of filming this, which is the 11th, December 11th, you can still go on their website and order stuff. So, because I actually just tested it out right before, I'm looking over here because my computer's over here. And I just tested it out before I went ahead and clicked record on this video, but there are memos and stuff that we're going to go, well, a memo that we're going to go over. And then the second portion, we're going to go over a Tori Belle lawsuit. The thing about that one is that it's still ongoing. The rep that is named in that lawsuit, I have reached out to her and have asked her for a statement. However, at the time of filming this, she actually told me that she's not sure if she's able to make a statement, so she's going to talk to her attorney because it is still ongoing. So she's just going to make sure if she does have some kind of a statement that she can issue, I'll probably put it in editing Monica mode or something like that. So those are the two topics we're going to go over today. The first topic, Matilda Jane Clothing, or Matilda Jane. So I did a 3-part deep dive series into this company. It was early 2021. Yeah, it was really early on in 2021. I did this 3-part deep dive. Someone actually commented on one of the videos and said it's time to do a part 4 because as of the December 7th of 2022, they actually did shut down. I wanted to go over this first and foremost. Before I get into this portion of the video, I just want to say that I feel so horrible. All jokes aside, all feelings aside of me not liking multi-level marketing, I do feel bad, especially before the holidays, because that is just, that's just terrible. So with all of that being said, I don't want anyone thinking that I'm sticking up for the MLM reps or anything like that, but at the same time, it sucks. I do feel bad because some of these people, like I said, this is their livelihood. So on December 7th of 2021, I am trying to get this video out as soon as I can, so I know by the time that this video goes up, this is going to be old news, but for some of you who maybe haven't seen this news, I do want to go over it anyway. So the memo that this is what it says. A note from Donna. To our valued trunk keepers, we are very sorry to have to notify you that as of today, December 7th, 2022 at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the company is winding down its business and terminating its relations with its trunk keepers. The company has been experiencing financial difficulties and had been negotiating a sale of substantially all its assets to preserve jobs and the business. However, despite the company's extensive efforts, the sale has not materialized. In addition, the company's secured lender asserted a default under its loan agreement, and the company is unable to borrow any additional money from the lender or any other financing source. As a result, the company is left without the funds necessary to continue operating its business and has no choice but to sell any remaining assets and wind down. December launch commissions will be paid on Monday, December 12th, 2022. We are very saddened by this turn of events and truly appreciated all of your support over the years. So that's the memo that they got. I'm going to leave, I didn't see the memo. This is from an article that I found that they just copied and pasted pretty much what the memo said. So I'll leave those articles linked below when it comes to this portion of my video. I wanted to go over this because a lot of MLM reps, they always talk about how this is their own business and things of that nature. It is clearly not your own business if you have absolutely no control. Yes, I know that you're an independent contractor. And yes, I understand that once you build to a certain level, and maybe for tax purposes, you will go ahead and create an LLC, but that's for the small percentage of people at the top. That's not for every single person that's going to join the MLM company. But I wanted to show this because unfortunately, this can happen at any time. Any MLM company can go ahead and shut its doors. In this case, they said that they are paying December commissions, but what if there's a company and they shut down and they don't have the funds to do that? So all of those people are out. Yes, they can sue and things like that. Again, I do not agree with the multi-level marketing structure, so do not take this as me sticking up for that industry. I'm just trying to showcase a what if scenario. So what if you really did have a good month and then the company that shut down, they don't have the funds. So now you're out all of that. You worked really hard. Let's say that you worked really hard that month. And yeah, it was all completely gone, because we know that when these reps say time freedom or financial freedom, it's really not what they make it out to be. At least from all of the testimonials that I've heard, my own experience, and things that I have reacted to on my channel. Okay, now that I talked about that, I'm going to be reading off of my computer. It's right over here. So if you guys see me kind of looking over, it's just because I have everything right here. Editing Monica here. I just wanted to apologize for the audio and parts of this video, because when I started going over the lawsuit, I forgot to move my mic over, which means you might hear a little bit more of an echo, and I do greatly apologize for that. But anyway, let's get back to the video. For this portion of the video, first I'm going to go over the Meek opposition to plaintiff's motion to amend case schedule. Then I'm going to go over the Rosenberg Declaration. I'm not going to go over the whole entire declaration. There are some screenshots in this that I really wanted to share that are just, yeah, you could really see the behind the scenes. Now, I want to preface this with, back in, I believe it was May, I did do an interview with the CEO of Tori Belle. Her name is Laura Hunter. In that video, I talked pretty much, it was a great conversation that I had with Laura. So I have never had a bad run-in with Laura. Her and I had a really great conversation. And in that video, I did talk about the conversation because the way that she worded it, because I asked her, can I put this on my channel? And the way that she worded it was that I could use what she's talking about, but she didn't actually agree to me recording it and uploading it that way. So that's why I just want to say that if you watch that video, you can take it with a grain of salt. I totally understand. I did take notes the entire time that I was on this interview, so everything that I said are things that we discussed. But again, there's no actual proof of it, so I know that it's kind of just, you kind of either have to take my word for it or you just take it with a grain of salt. But I do have to say that my conversation with Laura was actually a good one. However, this lawsuit is going to show, I guess you can say, the side of Laura that I didn't experience. It's going to show a completely different side. And of course, this is a lawsuit, so it might be a little bit different, but there's just one screenshot that was said that, or something that was said in a screenshot that I find highly problematic. So the reason why I'm creating this video is because I did say in one of my previous Tori Belle videos about the class action lawsuit, which I believe there are 3 now, but in that video I said that there were other lawsuits that were against ex-reps. Natalie Meek is one of them. I am naming her name, obviously, because this is all public record. However, please do not search for her. I do believe that she is in an MLM right now. I'm not 100% sure, but judging by her social media, I believe she is. Please do not go into her DMs and bother her about her being in an MLM. She is a really nice person. Like I said, I did reach out to her for a comment or a statement. She was incredibly nice to me. So just please don't do that. I know that I can't control what everybody does, but I'm just really, truly asking you just to be nice about this. So, and then Mombi, who, if you guys don't know, MLM Mombi, I will leave her social media links below, but she actually contacted me and said, hey, have you seen this? I said yes, but I didn't actually see all of the screenshots. I just knew of this case. So this is, I guess you can kind of say this is more information that I just didn't know about just yet. I knew about the lawsuit, but I didn't know about the screenshots. So anyway, now that I have kind of rambled, I'm gonna have to leave timestamps below. Okay, I'm going to put everything up on the screen. So I'm going to talk while I kind of go over everything. So this is Tori Belle Cosmetics, LLC, a Washington limited liability company, Tori Belle versus Natalie Meek, an Oklahoma citizen, Anna M. Hone, a Montana citizen, Jonette Rutledge, a California citizen, Kinsey Jones, a Minnesota citizen, Jennifer L. Russo, a Tennessee citizen, Juvenay LLC, an Idaho Limited Liability Company, Juvenay Holdings LLC, a Wyoming Limited Liability Company, and Scott R. Seidel, an Idaho citizen. Then there's Natalie Meek, and it's a counterclaim of Tori Belle, so it's Natalie Meek versus Tori Belle Cosmetics LLC. And Laura Hunter, an individual. Laura Hunter is the CEO of Tori Belle and Lash Liner. So if you didn't know, Tori Belle was the MLM side of things. Lash Liner was an actual affiliate marketing type of a company. So she had both of them, but they're both Laura's companies. Hey guys, Editing Monica here. So I just wanted to say that I know this might be boring to some people because I am going to be reading off of the lawsuit, but I also will be providing my own commentary. With that said, I just have to say that I'm not a lawyer or an attorney. This is not legal advice or anything like that. It's just how I'm interpreting the lawsuit. In addition, anything said in this video is all alleged because this lawsuit is still ongoing, so any of my opinions are just based on the lawsuit as it stands right now. So I just wanted to say that, but anyway, let's get back to the video. Lawsuits are between parties, not lawyers. The question presented is whether one party is entitled to effectively start its lawsuit over because it happened to hire a third set of lawyers at the last minute. Both the rules and simple fairness principles dictate that the answer be no. In January 2021, Tori Belle sued Natalie Meek and several others, hoping to, in CEO Laura Hunter's words, quote, scare the crap out of them, end quote. The allegations were unsupportable from the start, but that was never the point. The point was to harass, bully, and impoverish these women, and more important, make a statement to others who might consider working for a competitor. It has now been almost 2 years. Discovery is over, summary judgment has been pending for months, and evidence of the grandiose conspiracy alleged never materialized. Several lawyers have withdrawn, declining further involvement with plaintiff. Now, 2 more lawyers have been hired, which plaintiff singularly identifies as its good cause to not only reopen discovery, but belatedly continue summary judgment months after the fact. This is insufficient for 3 reasons. First, the court rejected this rationale in advance, twice. 2 years is more than enough time to get the work done, especially when there is no record of obstruction or discovery motions practice. The desires of the new lawyers do not override the rights of the parties to repose. The argument fails as a matter of law. 2. Continuing summary judgment is an entirely separate analysis, which plaintiff does not even address. Good cause is not the issue. Yet plaintiff makes no showing at all in this regard. It does not identify facts it hopes to find, what difference they will make under Rule 56, or why this could have not been done sooner. This is discovery for discovery's sake, which is just harassment. And 3, a continuance at this stage would be immensely prejudicial. Ms. Meek is not a repeat player in this world and does not have the financial means for a do-over. The undersigned also has other obligations, including several trials between now and the trial date, having to spend that precious time not only preparing for this trial, but also developing new evidence in extended discovery, while also relitigating dispositive motions, would destroy the orderly period contemplated in the scheduling order, all to accommodate a party who cannot even explain why this work was not done a year ago. The outcome is unfair on its face. Plaintiff's motion should be denied. Okay, so I'm laughing. I'm not laughing because of the lawsuit. I'm just laughing at that last sentence. Or not the last sentence, the last few sentences where it talks about how they can't even explain why this work was not done a year ago. Oh, I do have to issue a disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer, an attorney. This is not legal advice. I'm just presenting this lawsuit, which is public information. If I remember, I will see if I can upload this to my Google Drive and then put links to it. So if you guys want to go ahead and look at this on your own time, I know that MLM Mommy put this particular document on her Facebook, but the other declaration that has more of the screenshots that I want to go over, I don't think I've seen her post those just yet. So I will make sure to leave both of these in the description box below through like a Google Drive link or something. This is where we get to the juicy bits. So, factual background. A full discussion of the factual background is laid out in Ms. Meek's pending dispositive motion. What follows are the portions relevant to this motion. A, quote, hopefully our lawyer can scare the crap out of her tomorrow, end quote. Tori Belle is a direct sales company that creates and sells cosmetic products and false eyelashes through a network of salespeople called affiliates. The company earns revenues by selling products mainly to affiliates who in turn sell to customers and who in turn also recruit additional affiliates to sell the product. One reality of this business model is that people often remain loyal to the affiliate who originally brought them in and voluntarily leave when that affiliate does, regardless of solicitation. The way that I'm interpreting this is that they're talking about when you recruit people into your team. So when you're a higher ranking person, or even if you're just, let's say that you have a smaller team underneath you and you let them know that, hey, I'm going to a different MLM, or you just leave in this case, Tori Belle, then you kind of announce it on your social media saying, well, I decided to leave this company, I'm going to this other company. If you have loyal people who are underneath you, they are most likely going to follow you to a new MLM company. That's how I'm interpreting this portion of the lawsuit. I also do want to add a little tidbit of information. So if you guys know, I have referenced this video so many times on my channel, but if you guys remember back in 2020, I made a video reacting to a Tori Belle rep who pretty much in the video made it seem like Tori Belle might be leaning more towards a pyramid scheme type of model because of the way that she was talking about the structure. I do have to say that rep was let go not too long after I made that video. I think it was like the end of the year that they were let go or something like that. And that rep is also being sued. There is a lawsuit. I don't want to go over that until I know more information. I just wanted to go over this because there are some questionable screenshots in this lawsuit. So moving along. Recognizing this, CEO Laura Hunter has been very aggressive with affiliates who leave in hopes of making departure so scary that others think twice. Setting aside the unlawful non-compete agreement she imposed on affiliates, federal lawsuits are routinely filed against departing affiliates, and the targets, who are often single mothers and military wives, are forced into public struggle sessions. Our case is no different. When Meek left to work at a company called Juvenile, Miss Hunter proceeded in typical fashion. Then they have inserts of screenshots of Laura, who said, tomorrow or Wednesday, the lawsuit against Juvenile will be filed. They're going to freak out. Once we file, it's public record and I'll send it to you. Hopefully our lawyer can scare the crap out of her quickly tomorrow. What she's doing is insane. She could lose everything. Now we move on to the next portion. B, quote, on information and belief, end quote. Consistent with stated goal of scaring the crap out of Miss Meek, a 50-plus page lawsuit was filed in January of 2021. Though it asserted an extensive conspiracy, the complaint was built on benign screenshots of Facebook posts. Nowhere did the complaint cite evidence of actual solicitation or intent to harm Tori Belle. Quite the opposite. As proxy for evidence, the phrase, quote, on information and belief, end quote, was used about 190 times. Plaintiff, represented by the K.L. Gates firm, expected that discovery would take several months and identified several subject areas it expected to explore. Plaintiff also forecast extensive third-party discovery and designated one or more expert witnesses. The defendants expressed that discovery should be stayed pending their motion to dismiss, but the court declined. An ordinary case scheduling order was issued, which put no limits on discovery. In doing so, the court emphasized that the deadlines were firm and that it would only alter these dates upon good cause shown. Failure to complete discovery within the time allowed is not recognized as good cause. The case schedule was later modified at plaintiff's request, and new deadlines were furnished with the same warning. Failure to complete discovery within the time allowed is not recognized as good cause. I'm interpreting that as that Tori Belle, Laura Hunter filed the lawsuit, and they have been continually wanting to have more time for discovery. That is how I am interpreting this. So just pretty much trying to get more time in order to find more evidence against Natalie. So yeah, okay. C, the undersigned attorneys respectfully moved to withdraw. The case stagnated, however. K.L. Gates' counsel did not seek to confer about prior discovery with the undersigned, nor were any other requests propounded. Rosenberg Declaration, counsel conferred once, where the nature of this case was discussed frankly. and shortly after, KL Gates requested to withdraw. Plaintiff's new set of lawyers appeared, and I'm going to butcher this word because it's such a long word, contemporaneously. I think that's how you say it. They too did not seek to confer about discovery or propound anything new. Rosenberg declaration. Instead, they requested more time to file an answer to the counterclaims, but moved to dismiss instead. Ms. Meek responded and later filed her own dispositive motion. Ms. Meek's motion was supported by underlying documentation establishing wage theft, as well as recordings of Ms. Hunter explaining why she brought this lawsuit and admitting she had no meaningful lost revenue. Plaintiff's second set of lawyers withdrew around this time, but contrary to plaintiff's assertion, plaintiff remained fully represented through the briefing schedule. Counsel did not leave the case until after the summary judgment hearing date. If you guys have been here for a while, and I've been covering Tori Belle ever since the beginning of my channel, I actually did take down my first video because there was a lot of information in there that I had updates on, and it was more of a deep dive. So I will eventually make an updated deep dive, but there was a lot of just information in there because it was when Tori Belle first came out and there was very limited information on the internet anyway. So I just went ahead and took that down because it's outdated. So that is completely just not, it's unlisted, but yeah, so that, but it's just not on my channel. But so if you guys know, back a few years ago, I did talk about reps that had stated that they were terminated and they didn't get whatever commissions that they were owed. Now that I'm reading this lawsuit, because this is what other people told me from Tori Belle, since they saw that I was covering Tori Belle a lot, and they said that we're not 100% sure. It just seems like maybe these are rumors or something, but we're not sure. I'm assuming that one of those people was probably Natalie, now that I'm reading this. Next portion. Enter new counsel. Additional time passed before current counsel appeared in late November of this year. One of them, Jennifer Champo, I'm so sorry if I'm saying your last name wrong, is a former high-level Tori Belle affiliate. And respectfully, it is unclear how she will defend Ms. Meek's counterclaims when she has publicly agreed with them and may be a witness. Ms. Champo agrees that this is a corrupt company which builds blockers into its pay plan, and even the owners call the product crap. There are screenshots in this part, which I will go over in a second because I have them enlarged in a completely different document. So I'm going to go over them in a second, but I just want to get through all of this and then I'll show you the examples of what they're talking about here. So then it says, Rosenberg Declaration, Exhibit C. Ms. Champo also noted the company's casual bigotry. Quote, they had a bunch of racist props everywhere. LOL, end quote. Which is one of the reasons Ms. Meek left. In any event, both counsel reached out during Thanksgiving week to discuss timing. The undersigned corresponded with both throughout the holiday and initiated a Teams call early that week. As expressed at the time, Ms. Meek was deeply skeptical about starting everything over because a third set of attorneys was hired, but she remained willing to listen if there was some unknown circumstance she was not sensitive to. Now that we have gone ahead and talked about that portion, let's look at the screenshots that are much bigger in this document. So this is a conversation with Jennifer, the person that I was just speaking about in that portion of it. So she said, I just can't believe I was accused of bonus buying for a $55 move-it ticket that didn't rank up anyone, and because she effed it up, didn't even give my girl commissions on the order, and she's allowed to do this. The response was, yep. Then Jennifer says, it's so corrupt. I hope you are keeping very detailed notes and screenshots. Please, you are the only one with visibility. It's actually better right now if you don't let her know you know it's happening. And then the response was, I need your lawyer skills. I want the original P&P. Then Jennifer says, it would seem so. Working on finding or getting the PMP, right? I'm telling you, comp blockers are built into their numbers. Like when we used to financially count on people not redeeming their rewards coupons, like breakage was built into our financial models. Then it looks like there might have been some kind of a screenshot sent and the response said, does hurt my heart that she feels unheard. Hate that. Jennifer says, well, a lot of us do. The response is, yep. Then Jennifer says, I feel 100% like we were gaslit with the 10 magnet thing, telling us they work when calling them crap on a conference call later when you tell us about the swap program. This is another screenshot. It's a conversation between, I'm assuming, a bunch of different reps. And so we're going to say the first, okay, so I'm going to say their names while I'm going over this, but Amber, yes, she could do that too. I was ridiculous with anchors until the last few weeks, LOL. Jennifer, I do liner or mascara first, then add anchors. And then the response to that was y'allthebomb.com. Amber, yes, I used to wear the liner, but alas, I'm not effing allergic. I've had no choice but to figure anchors out. Jennifer, I'm still allergic and I still wear because #money. Amber, my eyes literally swell and burn. Red welts. It's terrible, but no one knows I don't wear the liner. LOL. Jennifer, your secret is safe. Ashley, the liner leaves a raw red line on my lids, so for the, I can't read what that says because there's an arrow over it. The night it looks like I got red liner on. Sometimes order twice in a month. Ha ha. I have a private group though, so they see constant updates and they all post their results in there as well. So when a customer sees another customer wearing something, they go buy it. Jennifer, one time I started going through old customer orders, reaching out, etc., and every person had an issue, so I think I'm going to wait until the new liner launches before I do that again. When I first joined, we were having a lot of issues with our liners. Amber, so many issues. Jennifer, at Kate Combs, I think. And ladies, do you let other lash affiliates into your private lash group? I've been trying to keep it to just my team, but I'm getting a ton of requests. I had a few in there, but they were just stealing my shit. Jennifer, you guys. Brittany, what? Jennifer, anyone ever had an affiliate with bugs in their kit? Then Jennifer sends these screenshots of bugs being in the kit. Brittany says, what? Jennifer, there are a lot more photos, but I will spare you. Brittany, OMGGGGG, and then the puke face. Now we move on to the bigotry that they were talking about earlier on. So this is a picture of Jennifer, and she says, that was at convention when they announced Mexico. Kate said, excuse me? Jennifer said, they had a bunch of racist props everywhere, LOL. Then the final screenshot actually kind of makes me laugh, but it's Tori Belle Cosmetics was live on August 9th, and it says, love from Punta Cana, we miss you. The screenshot shows Laura in it, but obviously it was a live, and it says, let's party August 9th knowing we filed bankruptcy August 8th. I'm pretty sure that probably someone screenshotted that and said that. I don't think Laura would say that. So yeah, that's how I'm interpreting that screenshot. E. Councils meet and confer does not lead to agreement. It turned out there was no exigent circumstance. Though it was a cordial meeting, the only rationale for reopening the litigation was new counsel entering the case. Nothing was said about the preceding 2 years of discovery nor any other circumstance that might justify deviating from the case schedule's deadlines. Ms. Meek respectfully advised them that she would be standing on the existing deadlines because the alternatives simply imposed too much burden and prejudice. This motion followed. This is a third part of the lawsuit, and it says authority. A, the legal standard. The Ninth Circuit has repeatedly and empathetically addressed the importance of scheduling orders as tools for district courts to manage their heavy caseloads. And then as explained in one of those, I'm assuming that those are other lawsuits. I am not good when it comes to law, so I'm assuming that those are other suits. But as I said, as explained in one, a scheduling order is not a frivolous piece of paper idly entered, which can be cavalierly disregarded by counsel without peril. The district court's decision to honor the terms of its binding scheduling order does not simply exalt procedural technicalities over the merits of the case. Disregard of the order would undermine the court's ability to control its docket, disrupt the agreed upon course of litigation, and reward the indolent and the cavalier. Requests to extend deadlines must be premised on a showing of good cause, which turns on whether the subject deadlines cannot reasonably be met despite the exercise of diligence, when, as here, diligence has not been shown in support of an extension request, the inquiry should end. Diligence is measured by the conduct displayed throughout the entire period of time already allowed. Then it says that the plaintiff has not established good cause and the plaintiff has not shown diligence. So I'm not going to read through this entire thing, but I'm interpreting all of this as they are just not necessarily twiddling their thumbs, but they're not coming up with the information to kind of back up their claims. Again, this is just how I'm interpreting it, and the court is pretty much just getting really annoyed with it. That's how I'm taking this in simpler terms, but again, this is not legal advice. Please don't sue me. Then it says, implying bad choices by prior counsel is not good cause. To be clear, Ms. Meek and her counsel do not believe prior counsel did anything wrong, and plaintiff offers no factual basis for a contrary conclusion. The issue is almost certainly Tori Belle and Ms. Hunter, but even assuming otherwise for sake of argument, it would not, as a matter of law, manifest into a basis for good cause. Plaintiff does not even make the factual argument directly. There is no suggestion that any attorneys misled plaintiff, failed to do something they promised to do, or otherwise breached any applicable standard of care, and not surprisingly so. All of them have good reputations, which is almost certainly why moved to withdraw when it became clear this lawsuit was brought without support and for all the wrong reasons. Under the ethical rules, they were not free to continue prosecuting this lawsuit. Indeed, it also probable that prior counsel was directed to stop work because this litigation was no longer a priority. Ms. Hunter does not appear to be approaching it with the degree of seriousness originally alleged, which is evident in prior counsel not being paid while Ms. Hunter partied in Punta Cana, and that's the screenshot that I showed earlier. This pretty much proves what I've said in the past on my channel. I've said it a few times where anyone can sue anyone, but it comes down to if you have a leg to stand on. So far, it seems like the lawsuit was started because maybe there was some kind of, I don't know, maybe there was some kind of, not necessarily bad blood, but maybe there was some kind of pettiness to it. And again, I'm not trying to accuse Laura of anything, but just by reading all of this, it seems like it was that the lawsuit really doesn't have any basis and it doesn't really have a leg to stand on. And now that they keep trying to get more time for their own evidence, I feel like at this point, if you started a lawsuit and you actually had the evidence and you were making all of these claims that, in this case, Natalie, for example, that you were making all these claims that Natalie did all of these terrible things, but now all of a sudden you keep asking for an extension, but you're not really producing anything that can be argued, is just how I'm taking this, I guess you can say. Then I'm going to go on to this portion where it says, indeed, the stray reference to Ms. Meek's wage-related counterclaim proves this point. In her summary judgment motion, Ms. Meek stated that she was owed wages and there was no bona fide dispute. Plaintiff categorizes this as conclusory and fully disputed. Two observations. First, Ms. Meek presented her underlying commission's documentation stating the precise amount owed along with sworn testimony. She also presented video of Ms. Hunter admitting that such commissions must be paid regardless of policies and procedures compliance. This is far from conclusory. And second, it is unclear what further discovery has to do with anything plaintiff holds all its own wage data already. If it wanted to support the philosophical dispute it now asserts, it could have. That it did not have nothing to do with Ms. Meek then or now. The final portion. Conclusion. The court should hold Tori Belle and Ms. Hunter to the unequivocal deadline set forth in its prior orders. This motion should be denied. Then if we move on to the next file, it says, this matter came before the court on plaintiff Tori Belle's and counterclaim defendant Laura Hunter's motion to extend time and continue summary judgment. The court, having reviewed the briefing and its supporting declarations, finds itself fully informed. Because the move-ins have failed to establish good cause and because the proposed continuance would prejudice Ms. Meek, the motion is hereby denied. All existing deadlines in the operative case scheduling order shall stand, and the court shall rule on Ms. Meek's dispositive motion without further untimely filings. Well, that last part is good news for Natalie. It literally just seems like the court is fed up at this point, and they're like, okay, either provide the evidence or just drop the case. That's kind of what it seems like here. Again, I'm not a legal professional. I know that I've said that so many times in this video, but I just want to protect myself because I'm just reading a court document and interpreting it in my own head and in my own terms. So that's pretty much what it kind of seems like. To summarize, in my own words, Tori Belle and Laura Hunter went after Natalie, and now they can't produce the evidence of what they mentioned in the lawsuit, and now it's just been ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. And they say that Laura doesn't seem like she's taking it seriously because she's out partying in Punta Cana. I mean, they did reference that in the court document. I truly hope that Natalie wins, because after reading that part about Laura saying that she wants the lawyers to scare the crap out of her, something like that should not come out of your mouth if you think that someone's going to use it against you in the future, because that's probably a thought that you should have kept up here in your mind and not have spoken those words. Not spoken, because she wrote it out. So you shouldn't have written those words. The Laura that I spoke to was completely different from the Laura that I'm reading from these court documents, at least in my opinion. It's just, I don't know if, and I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt in that video, and there were some people who were saying that they think it's just manipulation and they think that it's just the CEO trying to like save face or whatever. And yeah, after reading through this document, I think that was all a show. Again, I had a great conversation with her, and I think that we were able to agree to disagree about how we feel about multi-level marketing at the end of the day. But I don't agree with this kind of behavior. I don't think that you should be suing your ex-distributors just because you feel like it and just because you want to scare the crap out of them. That's gross behavior. Honestly, that is disgusting behavior. I don't like that. And I think that if you're going to just go after people because you want to scare the crap out of them, I think that's wrong. I don't see how someone would be okay with that. How would you be okay with trying to bring somebody else down, ruin their livelihood? And because going to court is not cheap. Lawyers are not cheap. I just don't understand why you would waste all of this money just to try and prove some kind of a point to an ex-distributor, trying to scare them so that other people don't do that. When this other person, they're wasting their money as well. So I hope that whatever comes of this lawsuit, I hope that Natalie wins. I really do. So Natalie, if you're watching this, I really truly hope that you win this case, because to me, just from the documents I've seen, just from the screenshots I've seen, I don't know. I feel like if Laura can't provide any kind of evidence to back up her claims about what Natalie has allegedly done, then yeah, the case, it should be dismissed. I don't see how this would, I don't know. Anyway, I have been recording for a really long time now, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know that it's probably really boring to listen to me read documents, but this was more so for the people who don't want to read them themselves and they just want to listen to it instead. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will see you guys next time. This is Monica reporting to you live from a highway. Bye!